Hey everyone, Red Rebel Jeff Jones here, and in this video I want to talk about the collapse of the MeToo movement. Particularly with regards to the collapse of the two prosecutions that were kind of the figureheads, the flags of the movement. And that is the prosecutions of Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein. Now before I get into it, please like and share this video to give it a boost. So the MeToo movement was a campaign to kind of expose the sexual abuse, the widespread sexual abuse that was taking place in Hollywood by powerful executives and producers. Now, I think the original goal of the movement was actually a good thing. I think it morphed into something that was not so good and was actually a lot more damaging than beneficial, particularly with regards to justice, and I'll get into that in a second. And I think what really shows the unjustness of the movement and what it became was really how they got the two big guys that it really targeted, and that was Bill Cosby, but mainly Harvey Weinstein. Both of their convictions were overturned. Bill Cosby is a free man and he won't be tried again. Harvey Weinstein is getting a new trial after his conviction was overturned. And it kind of goes into the idea that those who pushed the MeToo movement in the more kind of believe all women's side of it really don't understand justice and understand what justice actually is. Right, so I want to start with the Bill Cosby case. There was two trials against him, a civil trial and a criminal case. Now, Bill Cosby invoked the Fifth Amendment of the US Constitution, so he couldn't testify, because the Fifth Amendment is the right against self-incrimination, which would happen if he testified in the civil case, because it then could be used in the criminal case. And he was given a promise by the prosecutor that if he testified in the civil case, then they would close the criminal case, and that he wouldn't be tried for it criminally for his actions. And so he relied on that promise and testified in the civil case. Then what had happened, another prosecutor came in and reopened the criminal case and used that testimony against him, and that's how he got convicted in that case. But then on appeal, the judge said that, hang on, he was given his rights under the US Constitution was broken, because he has a right against self-incrimination, but that was broken because he was given a promise where it wouldn't be used against him in a criminal case, and it was. So it was like, that's unjust, so he was freed. And recently in the Harvey Weinstein case, it's something a little bit similar. What they did in that case is that they got a large number of women to come forward. Now, because what it was 3 particular instances that he was being tried for, but they got a huge number of women as kind of character witnesses to explain what things he had done to them. And the kind of prosecution was that if he'd done all that, then he obviously definitely did these 3 particular cases. But the issue is, right, he was never tried for those what those eyewitnesses were testifying to. So that's I'm gonna get the word wrong. Exculpatory evidence. If I screwed that word up, I do apologise. And this was actually one of the reasons why the judge in the Kyle Rittenhouse case went at the prosecutor when he blew up at him, because he said that a bit of testimony wasn't coming in because there was that kind of evidence, and then the prosecutor tried to bring it in without telling the judge, so the judge blew up at him. But with the Harvey Weinstein case, he was only being tried for those 3 instances, but they were using this other. If he did these, then he obviously did what he's being tried for. That's not fair in the justice system. So that's why he was granted a new trial, because it was deemed that the trial he was given was unfair. Now, does that mean that I think that Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein didn't do what they're accused of? No, I think they did do what they accused of. But if you want to get them, you have to do it within the system. And you have to do it in a just way. Now, many in the movement would say that the reason this is unjust, that like Bill Cosby's case, his conviction was dropped, and Harvey Weinstein is getting a new trial, is unjust because like they obviously did what they're accused of. Now, like I am always confident in I do believe in innocent until proven guilty. I also do think, now this is outside the legal system, by the way, this is just my thoughts on it, that they did do what they're accused of kind of in with the exculpatory evidence. But that evidence can't be put into a case because it is unfair. And I understand why it's unfair, by the way. Because you can only be tried on what you're accused of, in terms of what you're being charged on. So like, and say you're accused of a bank robbery, and say you did 2 bank robberies years ago, and they try to use that saying, oh, you did these 2 bank robberies, so obviously you did this one. That's not strong evidence, and it's actually not really evidence at all. It's almost in a way, it's kind of half character evidence, that it makes it a possibility that you did it, but it's not evidence to say that you did it definitely. I think that's why it is considered unfair. What happens next is going to be interesting, and I think, like, I do hope they have the proper evidence against Harvey Weinstein to convict him, because I think it's fair to say he is guilty of what he's accused of, and he should be punished for his crimes. You have to do it the proper way within the system. Whether you like the system or not, that's how you have to do it. So what do you guys think? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear them. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and do not forget to subscribe to keep up with my latest videos. These really are interesting cases, and I think the fact that these 2 were kind of the figureheads of the movement in terms of the people who are known to be doing bad things, the fact that their cases got reversed because unjust actions as a result of pressure from a mob-like movement, I think it really kind of shows the damage these movements can do, but also the unintended consequences of the pressure they put on people like prosecutors. You want this kind of stuff, you want people to be punished for their crimes, do it properly. If you want to try and cheat to get a result you want, it's not going to end well.